The FBI has recovered suspected human remains along with Brian Laundrie's backpack and notebook in the Carlton Reserve area. The remains and the items were found in an area that was recently underwater. However, those remains have not been positively identified. Let's take a quick listen to the FBI press conference.
As you're aware, the FBI and the Northport Police Department and our state and local law enforcement partners have been searching the area of the Carlton Reserve for Brian Laundrie, a person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito. Earlier today, investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items, such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie. These items were found in an area that up until recently had been underwater. Our evidence response team is on scene using all available forensic resources to process the area. It's likely the team will be on scene for several days. I know you have a lot of questions, but we don't have all the answers yet. We are working diligently to get those answers for you. We are grateful for the dedication and professionalism of the Northport Police Department, along with our partners from the state and local agencies. Complex investigations such as this cannot be accomplished by one agency alone, but there are just too many agencies to name them all here today. Portions of the Myakkahatchee Creek Environment Park and Carlton Reserve will remain closed to the public until further notice. This is an active and ongoing investigation, so we ask the public to maintain distance from any law enforcement personnel, equipment, vehicles, and other related activity for the safety of the public and to protect the integrity of our work. We have no additional comment related to today's activities.
The Sarasota County medical examiner and a cadaver dog were called to the park after today's discovery. Laundrie, the fiancé of Gabby Petito, has been missing for over a month. His parents informed the FBI and police that they would be at the park Wednesday morning to help in the search for him. And after a brief search, they found some articles that the FBI say belong to Laundrie. Now, law enforcement has the area marked off with crime scene tape and are conducting a more thorough investigation of that area. Petito's remains, you'll remember, were found in Wyoming on September 19th, and the coroner there ruled her death as a homicide by manual strangulation. All right, I want to bring in now WFTS reporter Julie Salamone. She's live at Carlton Reserve in Sarasota County in Florida. Julie, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And quickly, I want you to give us an update as to where we stand now. Some of those developments happening a little earlier in the day. What's the latest?
Well, right now we have seen authorities come in and out of this park. This is the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, and it connects to the Carlton Reserve. So this is a heavily wooded area in this park, and it was previously underwater. So this area is where authorities have focused on. This is where they've been throughout the day when they made that announcement that possible human remains were located next to some items belonging to Brian Laundrie.
All right, explain to us how the Myakkahatchee Reserve relates to Carlton Reserve. They're not the same. My understanding is they're maybe connected or next to each other, but they're not the same.
Yeah, they all are connected. So we've got the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. That's about 160 acres, heavily wooded acres, and that connects to the Carlton Reserve, which is nearly 25,000 acres. And we get a lot of rain here in Florida. So this is a heavily wooded area. Sometimes this area is underwater. The FBI pointed out today that this area was previously underwater, where they located the possible human remains. But two parks, all connected and previously underwater.
All right, here's something perhaps you can clarify for me. I know the parents had said they were going to get involved in the search. Had the authorities already been searching in that area, or were they directed to go there by the family because they were joining in and said, hey, this is a place he'd like to go?
Well, we were told by authorities yesterday that this portion of the park was actually reopened. Then we learned from the family attorney for Brian Laundrie and his parents that Brian's parents, said that they were going to go to this area and then search for Brian, and that the FBI and Northport Police were aware of this. And then that's when authorities were called out here regarding some of these items belonging to Brian Laundrie. But this is an area that in the very beginning, we're talking more than a month ago, they started searching this part of the park, and then they moved on to the Carlton Reserve. And I spent more than a week out there, and that's the area that they were focusing on, the Carlton Reserve area. That is the Venice side. Now we're here on the Northport side.
All right, so give me a sense of just how many folks are out there. What type of force the authorities are showing out there? Are there a lot of people? Are they still using dogs to find perhaps more evidence? What are they involved in now?
We know nearby Pasco County, the sheriff's office there had brought out some dogs earlier today. They confirmed that information for us. And right now it's fairly quiet. There's a couple police officers that are blocking the entrance here. There were a lot of people coming out earlier today trying to listen in on that press conference, but they have since gone home. So just media out here right now with the authorities. And the authorities said they expect to be out here for the next several days.
All right, have we heard anything from the family of Brian Laundrie now that these discoveries have been made?
So I reached out to that family attorney, Stephen Bertolino, and he said right now they are waiting on these remains to be positively identified until they make any further comment. So right now, that is all they're saying.
All right. Well, Julie Salomon, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Truly appreciate it. I'm going to let you go now. You have a great night.